Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Among MD's hundreds of videos are guides on how to get a student visa to come to the UK.
So the student thing is not real. It's not like they need the degree. They need the degree as an access route to come into the country.
What?
You know, some conversations need to only happen in the closet and no place else.
The next day.
Waiting I talk. It passed 35 minutes. We have recordings in the behind the scenes, but they didn't use up to 25 seconds of everything I shared. And so if 25 seconds of a 35-minute interview was aired, is it enough grounds for you to judge the person?
The next day.
This is not a standard video or the regular kind of video that I would do. I'm doing this without any script or anybody telling me what to say and how to say it.
You know, stories like the stories we have just been seeing trending all over social media, over this very interesting YouTuber who went on national TV on a global platform and helped us watch our dirty linen in the public. Anyways, all I can say about this story about the guy, the YouTuber who went on BBC and told them that, Nigerians don't really come here to school. We actually come here for any other thing. See, obviously, there are some elements of truth in what he said, but if that was the right thing to say at that time, I would say definitely not. Considering the conversations that is already going on, especially when we talk about travel bans and looking at the fact that the country already has the Japa fever, and then seeing somebody who is the king of motivation. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, watching how he messed up this whole interview made me realize that, in fact, one of the reasons why I think I do what I do is because of things like this. People like this validate what I do in my social space. Every time I come up here to talk about trending topics, social issues, I always bring out certain personality types that we should be looking out for and that we should be having conversations on. Hey, welcome back. Personality Highlight to Juduchi. Here we talk about social issues, trending topics, and of course, you know that I have so much mad love for the Black community. And I talk about consciousness and building a conscious community. And I will tell you, if there is anything that validates what I do today, I will tell you that what this YouTuber did validate everything that I stand for. I mean, we had 2 interviews by 2 Nigerians who I consider like a global citizens who were there to represent the interests of the Nigerian people or to speak about the Nigerian people. Of course, looking at how Nigerians, Black people has been painted, how Africans has been painted. We've heard them call us poor, even though we have all the wealth.
Saying the poor countries will strip out your talent, will take away your nurses and doctors. They're probably more needed there, aren't they?
Well, I wouldn't call them poor countries. I call them developing economies. And secondly, these people who come here and study here also have their opportunities to go home and give their talents back. So
we've seen that the country, the continent, is actually in shambles and it shouldn't be. And then seeing one of us go out there to publicly act the parts, I would say that people like this who claim they are in the media space, that don't understand that they can be used as pawns in what we call the playing the media cards. I'm super disappointed. I will tell you that 2 Nigerians went on a global platform. One decided to be the goat and the other decided to be the cow. You already know what I mean by that. Anyways, I feel like it was really, really out of place for somebody who actually coaches people to travel abroad to say this type of thing. I'm not even all about why did he say it. Of course, I am not the advocate of Japa. I'm always like, do what suits you. I love Nigeria. I would love to remain in Nigeria. I'd love to travel and come back. Of course, I can spend time around, but I really love the fact that things like this are making us have conversations. Okay, if you don't know it, in case you're coming into the space for the first time, you don't understand the story. A Nigerian coach who is also called aka Japa coach, aka king of motivation, literally went on a BBC interview and he said that most Nigerians that pay tuition to go study abroad don't actually do that because they want to study abroad, but they do that because they want to take people out of the country. They want to bring their relatives into the UK, into Europe. And this person has actually received a lot of backlash. People are like, hey, Nigerians love dragging. And I'm like, why would you go and mess up opportunities for other people? I mean, the UK government was looking for, of course, this was already like a concern for them. And they were looking for a way to, validate the ban. And so this dude didn't even know that he was just used as a pawn, because who else can we use to validate this claim that we must not allow Nigerian citizens to come over with their people? Well, let's look for a global person who has an online business or online presence. Let's look at somebody who could be an influencer in that industry, and definitely that was why he was picked up. I would not lie, I'm one of those people who feel highly disappointed in him. I don't know how you feel, but I feel like I really don't have a big issue with him spilling that truth. But I had more issue with the fact that, I mean, if that was a random person saying that, I personally wouldn't take I wouldn't even take it seriously. But looking at the fact that this person coaches people, takes people, like maybe he even he gets paid to teach people how to travel through the school route. Maybe he does that for pay, or maybe he does that for views, whatever, he gets paid for that. And then him coming to mess up that same channel makes you look at it like, why, brother, why are you messing up your business? Like, in the first place, how does this even make sense in the first place? I have a problem with Africans who don't even understand that they have to be conscious. I have a problem with Black people, with Nigerians who don't understand that there is an assignment. And that assignment is to understand that we need to protect the integrity, the little space, the little dignity that we have. And if you're going to be a sellout, that speaks very negatively about you. I mean, we have people who spend so much money. Some people sell their lands to go do these things. I mean, you can't just come and speak for a whole tribe of people who travel through this route. I mean, whatever your reasons are, I don't think he had all the credible cards, receipts to just go ahead and say, you know what, all Nigerians that are traveling don't do that because they want to do it. They travel because they want to use that as an opportunity to disappear from the country. I don't know, but a lot of Nigerians are disappointed by this. My 2 cents is, until we start understanding that we need people to become more conscious, we need more conscious people in the Black community. Would have people like this mess up our space and make us look less of what we really are. And I tell you that the earlier you understand that, as a person who's claiming to be a leader or coach, a tribe master in a community, coming on social spaces to speak on issues, you have to watch it. If you can't watch it, I'm sorry, but you are a disappointment to everything that you represent. This is just me keeping it real on 100. You guys know I always serve it as it is. I mean, if we have a Nigerian that can come out and say, hey, we're not poor. We're not a poor country. We're developing. We have all the resources. But sometimes this people who call us poor are still the same people who make us what we are today, who make us look like we're trying to survive. These are the same people who are the forces that are not helping us grow. And then they come publicly to say, oh, poor. What if you're stripped of everything? What are you going to be? I mean, I don't know, but it's actually very insulting. I felt really like ridiculously annoyed. I was like, why would you even take all this nonsense? What? To be whitewashed? I mean, we need to understand that people have been whitewashed, and the earlier you start understanding that, you need to start embracing more of your community. You need to start seeing yourself as a gatekeeper in a Black community, in our Black spaces, until you start being conscious enough to understand that, hey, you have to stand up for your people, because nobody has stood up for us. The government has failed us. A lot of people has failed us. And if you have to be part of the people who are failing us, then of course we'll be disappointed in you. I don't know, but I totally felt like this type of mistakes will constantly keep having it, especially because when we look at the people who go into certain niches, they're doing it just because they are hustling to make money. I mean, why would this guy be teaching about Japa and then coming on air to whitewash? I mean, and at the end of the day, I'm not even gonna lie, I heard his apology. He has actually apologized to Nigerians, saying, you know what, I'm sorry, this is not a script anymore. So I mean, listening to him say this made me actually feel like, okay, it looks like he was given a script to read, to actually, I mean, that was like the emphasis of the interview. And it was really, really annoying that this young man who claimed to be in the media space had no idea that he was used as a pawn in this big game. Anyways, for those of you who are going on hating on him, I want you guys to take it easy. I just feel like a lot of us, we need to start opening our eyes, and this is why these conversations need to start happening and keep happening. I personally believe that he's learned. But one of the things that I look out to seeing is to see more Black people understand that the assignment is to protect your community at all costs, is to promote your country, your continent. And if you're an African person, you don't understand this assignment, I'm sorry, but you're completely lost. And I do not even have anything to say to you. Anyways, I love to keep it real on 100. You guys know that everything I do here, I do it because I love to see the Black community grow. And if you love to have conversations like this, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to follow for more, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.